Hello and welcome back to Beyond the Veil Background Information. Today we're going to talk about a character profile, but they also count as one of the angels and demons. We're going to be discussing the angel Pedael, who is my main character in the story, Cruel Temptations. So he fits into two categories here. But as usual, we're going to do a quote from the story, so you can hear a bit about him. I'll tell you what sources I had for him, and then I will give you his profile. I'm using the word him a lot, I do apologise. So anyway, let's get on with it. Those thoughts in your head about anything physical or anything concerning female or male are thoughts to be ignored. They are human, thoughts that angels are not permitted to have and are of no use to you anymore. They are in fact quite dangerous. In the early days of heaven, it was simple thoughts like that which grew larger until they obscured the mind. Pedael stated, looking firm as they straightened up and put their wings away, that gnarled black feathers settling within their left wing, suddenly visible and drawing the attention of other angels passing by. A quote from Cruel Temptations. So, unlike with my other main characters, in Cruel Temptations I actually wanted to use a named angel and a named demon as the main cast. It was purely by accident that I chose Pedael. I was looking through the dictionary of angels to find one that had almost nothing written about them that I could work with, and well, it landed on the page where I skimmed through and found Pedael. Regarding his name, I may not be pronouncing it right, it may be Pedael, but there are so many variations when it comes to the names of angels and how to pronounce them that I will just have to call him Pedael and hope you guys can understand. Anyway, now Pedael is mentioned in Jewish mysticism, but is known only as the Angel of Deliverance. His name means whom God delivers, and if you search around the internet, mostly you'll find that Pedael is an angel that can be prayed to in order to help you break bad habits or dangerous cycles, as Pedael's duty is to guide people away from harmful situations. This actually ended up working very well for the story I have created, especially because Pedael himself enters into a dangerous situation to prevent others from being harmed. Now, that's all there is to know about this angel, but like I've said previously, it's angels where we only know a name and a duty that actually can be the most useful when creating fiction. So here's their profile. Name, Pedael. Position, Angel of Deliverance. Story featured in Cruel Temptations. Role, protagonist. Gender, agender but has taken a male gender before. Description, like all angels they can change their shape and generally they appear a soft and grey or a lilac shade. Their eyes vary in colour from blue to lilac to pale green, whatever helps someone feel comfortable. Their wings are large and often they are grey or light blue as is their long hair. But in the human world, Pedael often has wings coloured like those of barn owl, with the sort of a pale with tawny splotches and whatnot. But of all Pedael's identifying features is the one black feather within their left wing. Realm, heaven. Abilities, they can fight demons, draw them out of people, guide people to better ends, protect people, give hope, listen to people, soothe people, and generally they can give strength to those in need when they need it most, as long as they are willing to accept it. They can fly, change shape, and even possess people if needed. Master the Almighty. Personality, soft and gentle with a slightly sorrowful air hanging around them. Pedael is an angel best described as being quiet and sweet. They are comforting and enjoy giving hugs to those in need, and do their best to encourage anyone in their charge to believe themselves and trust in the Almighty. They have great faith that there is a reason for everything and a good side to every bad, but they hold a deep sorrow and regret for their own mistakes, and thereby understand the heaviness of guilt and can help cleanse it. Relations. Michael. Pedael's boss, as Pedael is amongst the guardian angels. Pedael gets along well with Michael and is always obedient, yet sometimes they are sure that Michael wants to talk to them about something they can't talk to others about, though they do not, and Pedael wishes to help them. Daniel, a young guardian angel in their charge. Pedael is doing their best to teach this young angel how courage and confidence come from faith, and is making sure they will be a great guardian. Leileo, another angel that went through the same mistakes as Pedael in the past and holds a black feather. They take female form most often and are drawn to Pedael because they understand one another, but sometimes Pedael is not comfortable around her. Ariella, a former angel, this demon was the one to turn female and tried to take Pedael from Zepar and show them things that scared them, so Pedael holds great fear of her because mentioning her throws him back to those moments. Zepar, formerly the angel Zepar, who worked on clouds with Pedael. They were so close they were brothers of the cloud, but when Lucifer encouraged gender, within Zepar it stirred a feeling said a feeling that Pedael could not quite understand, and yet they greatly desired to be around their companion once more, as they hold a love for them. History. We'll keep it brief, not to spoil too much for the story. Initially created as one of the angels of the clouds after Zepar, Pedael was unsure as to the meaning of their name, but was informed that all would be made clear in time. They spent their early days making clouds and stirring the winds beside Zephyr and the others, but always Pedael was drawn to sticking to Zephyr's side, and often they would giggle and stir the winds and created the monsoon seasons together. But though barely apart from one another, neither of them were involved in the politics of the older angels until they were beckoned to come and attend Lucifer's speech on what was hidden from them and introduced to gender. Zephyr and Pedael both decided to try gender, choosing to be male, and initially they were amused to see what such a shape meant and what the feelings inside them meant. Pedael felt curiously strong amongst the group many of them tried out having a gender, but as Lucifer spoke of rebellion, they were not sure about it. It was only when Zephyr held Pedael in a hug that both of them felt some of the emotions that were different than the Almighty's love, and it made them curiously happy to keep gender. However, things around them changed, and the other angels were soon engaging in an orgy. Pedael could not comprehend it, and Zephyr was feeling encouraged to try the same with Pedael, only for Ariella to appear and beckon Pedael to be with her. When she tried to pull him away, he became scared, and Zephyr pushed her away, insisting that Pedael belonged to him. Hearing these things, including that Zephyr would embrace Pedael and only him, Pedael could see their companions shifting, and so he abandoned gender. Pedael then turned to escape, many others scared and running, but as they went to leave, they spotted Laeliel in trouble in the gendered form, having their robes ripped as she fought to be left alone. Pedael rushed over to grab her, carrying her away as she turned back into an agender being, and together those angels who had run huddled together and sobbed for forgiveness, little more than frightened children. The Almighty came to them, but told them that they would hold a rotten feather on their wings as a reminder that they had experienced naivety and been forced to learn a harsh lesson. They were all then dragged into the war, fighting for the Almighty, and though Pedael wanted to weep when Zephyr had their wings cut and were thrown out, they were reminded of the black feather. Since then, Pedael has joined the guardian angels, and is often drawn to situations where souls must be led away from dangerous things. Particularly, they have gained an ability to help those with substance addiction realize when they hit rock bottom and how to pull themselves out of there. Pedael also trains other guardian angels for the same job, especially as the world needs more understanding and deliverance. But during Pedael's many duties, an incident turns up that brings Pedael face to face with Zepar again. Final comments. Adore Pedael. They're a fun character to play with for my story, and certainly I hope you've noticed my terrible drawing of him. As a point, for the 100 Themes challenge I do on Patreon and DeviantArt, I can't draw humans at all, so I drew something that was sort of horse-like to be an angel, and my dragons for demons, and cats for other things. But I actually like this one of Pedael on the clouds, so I don't mind. So I hope you don't mind. Well, there needs to be a little more than just the words sitting on these videos. Anyway, thank you very much.